transformer. EMF equation transformer. See here, according to Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, the EMF induced in the two coils, there are two, the voltage will be induced in a primary winding as well as secondary winding also, E1 and E2. So generally we are writing the EMF induced in any coil E equal to minus N into d pi by dt. See here, what is pi here? The flux is creating from the primary winding. The nature of this flux is the, see here, this pi equal to nothing but instantaneous flux. It will be changing with respect to the time. This flux equal to pi m into sine omega t. That we are writing mathematically because it is sine wave. It is a sine wave. This is the maximum value. This is the maximum value. Now, in place of pi, we are substituting this one. Now, induced voltage in any coil, that may be the primary winding or secondary winding, that is equal to N into d by dt of pi m into sine omega t. Now we complete this integration. If we complete this integration, this is equal to minus n pi m cos omega t into omega. The differentiation, sorry. Now we complete this differentiation. If we complete this differentiation, we are getting the value minus n pi m cos omega t into omega. Now this is a constant that you take before. Now this E equal to minus n pi m omega cos omega t. Now the same function we are representing in terms of sine without changing this value. Now E equal to minus, see here, now n pi m omega cos omega t, same equation. How we are changing means E equal to n pi m omega sine omega t minus pi by 2. I have taken the minus inside of the cos, nothing but that we have written as a sinus omega t, sine omega t minus pi by 2. Sine omega t minus pi by 2, nothing but this we can write it as a, if you take the minus common here, sine minus theta becomes a minus sine theta, we are getting the minus. Sine pi by 2 minus omega t, nothing but cos omega t. If you simplify this one, we are getting this equation. We are getting this equation. So the EMF induced in a two windings, we can write it as a n pi m omega sine omega t minus pi by 2. See here, what is the cause here? Flux is a cause. Because of this flux, sinusoidal flux only, the voltage will be induced in a primary winding as well as the secondary winding. The expression for the voltage in this primary winding as well as secondary winding is this one. This you take it as a equation 2. This is general equation. But if you observe these two equations, both are sinusoidal quantities, but the voltage lags flux by 90 degrees. That we have to keep in mind. So because of the flux, if any voltage is induced in primary winding or the secondary winding, means the angle between the flux and that voltage is always 90 degrees. The voltage lags the flux by 90 degrees. Voltage lags flux by 90 degrees. Now you come to this one, expression 2. Now in this expression, this is the instantaneous voltage. This quantity is nothing but a maximum value. This quantity is nothing but a maximum value. Now the maximum voltage Em equal to this value n pi m into omega, where omega equal to 2 pi f, nothing but a angular frequency. Now substitute this value here. Em equal to n pi m 2 pi F. This is the maximum voltage induced in a primary winding or the secondary winding. So now this is the sinusoidal nature. This is the sinusoidal. For a sinusoidal waveform, if you know the maximum value, the RMS voltage equal to E RMS equal to E maximum divided by root 2. Nothing but you divide this quantity by root 2. This you take it as a equation 3. Equation 3. Now the RMS voltage equal to E RMS equal to divided by root 2. We are getting the value root 2 into N into pi M into root 2 into pi M into pi into F. Nothing but a 1 point, see, divided by root 2. Root 2 gets cancelled. Root 2 gets cancelled. Now this E RMS equal to, if we simplify this one, you are getting the value 4.44 F pi M N. F pi M N. The same thing here we are writing. Here writing the RMS voltage induced in the coil E RMS equal to 4.44 F pi M into N. Pi M into N. This is the RMS voltage induced in any one coil. Suppose how much voltage induced in a primary winding means N should be replaced with a N1 because the primary winding is consisting of N1 turns. Now the RMS voltage induced in a primary winding we are representing as a 1. Now E1 RMS equal to 4.44 F pi M N1. The same manner, there is a mutually induced voltage in secondary winding. So, the expression for the mutually induced voltage in the secondary winding, the RMS voltage E2 RMS equal to 4.44 F pi M. In place of N, you replace the N2. Because the secondary winding is consisting of N2 number of turns. Now this is the generally for any sinusoidal quantity, the voltage is given means that is the RMS voltage only. That is only the RMS voltage. It is not the maximum value. If it is given simply voltage means RMS voltage. So now we are representing this one. This is the equation. Up to here we have taken 3. So here we take the 4. Equation 4. This is the equation 5. Now take the ratio between 5 by 4. 5 by 4. Equation 5 by 4. You are getting the value E2 RMS divided by E1 RMS. See here, remaining everything is constant except N1 and N2. So N2 by N1. N2 by N1. So this we can take it as a K, where K is nothing but a turns ratio of a transformer. Turns ratio of a transformer. So K is nothing but a turns ratio of a transformer. Suppose the K also we are calling as a voltage ratio of a transformer. Voltage ratio of a transformer. See here, E1, E2 is nothing but E1 is nothing but a voltage induced in primary winding. E2 is nothing but a voltage induced in secondary winding. If we neglect the voltage drop in a primary winding as well as secondary winding, this E1, E2 becomes a V2 by V1 equal to N2 by N1 equal to K. In this case, we are calling the K as a voltage ratio of a transformer. Both are same only. Both are voltage ratio or turns ratio of a transformer. Both are Same. That we are defining as it is a ratio between the number of turns in secondary winding to the primary turns in a primary winding. Turns in a primary winding. Now leave here. Now finally, we have a expression for the EMF induced in primary winding. This one. This is the EMF induced in secondary winding in terms of a frequency, the maximum value of flux, and a number of turns. But in the problem, the maximum value of flux is not given. Flux density and cross-sectional area of the core is given. So by the time, see here, this pi m, we can write it as a B maximum into A. What is B maximum here? The B maximum is nothing but a maximum value of flux in a core. A is nothing but a cross-sectional area of the core. Now in place of pi m, you substitute this one in this equation as well as in this equation. And finally we are getting a E RMS E1 equal to 4.44 F B maximum into A into N1. Into N1. So what is the B maximum here? Maximum value of flux in core. A is nothing but a cross-sectional area of the core of a magnetic circuit in a transformer. Magnetic circuit transformer. So same thing we are going to see separately. According to Faraday law, E equal to minus n d pi by dt. The instantaneous value of flux created in the core pi equal to pi m sin omega t. All you have seen the nature of the flux created in the magnetic core is a sinusoidal. That we are representing mathematically here. The instantaneous voltage, nothing but here, substituting this value here and complete the derivation. If you complete the derivation, the instantaneous voltage E equal to minus n pi m cos omega t into omega. If you complete this derivation into omega. So where omega equal to 2 pi f. Now here the same thing we are rewriting here. Omega is there, here omega is there. That is the same expression we are representing in terms of a sine. So whenever you are representing sine, you come to know that there is an angle 90 degrees phase shift between these two quantities. This is the maximum value of voltage induced in a coil. This is the maximum value of induced in voltage in a coil. If we complete this one, now we are taking the maximum voltage EM equal to this maximum, this EM equal to maximum voltage where omega equal to 2 pi f. To find the RMS voltage, maximum voltage divided by the root 2. If you simplify that one, we are getting the RMS voltage E RMS equal to EM by root 2. We are getting the value as the voltage induced is E RMS equal to 4.44 N pi M F. Suppose sometimes in the problem they are not given the maximum value of flux, but they have given the maximum value of flux density and cross-section area of the core is given. The induced voltage is E RMS equal to 4.44 N BM A F, where F is nothing but a frequency of the frequency of supply. A is nothing but a cross-sectional area of the cross-sectional area of core. Cross-sectional area of core. This is the maximum value of flux. maximum value of flux in core, maximum value of flux in a core. Now the self-induced voltage E1 equal to 4.44 N1 pi m F. N1 pi m F. Suppose if you want to replace the pi m means, if you want to replace with the flux density means pi m equal to maximum value of flux density into cross section area of the core. In the same manner, the mutually induced voltage in a transformer E2 equal to 4.44 N2 pi m F. This is here we have taken this equation 1. This is the equation. This is the equation 1. This is the equation 2. Take the ratio between these two, 2 by 1. Now we are getting the turns ratio. E2 by E1 equal to N2 by N1, that is equal to V2 by E1, that is equal to K, where K is nothing but a turns or voltage ratio of a transformer. This is very, very important here. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. Turns ratio or voltage ratio of transformer is defined as V2 by V1 or N2 by N1 or E2 by E1, where 2 stands for the secondary voltage, whereas 1 secondary winding, whereas 1 stands for the primary winding. Introduction to the phasor diagram. The phasor diagram is nothing but here. When you are going to explain the transformer, next we are going to develop the phasor diagram of transformer. What is the phasor diagram means? It is a diagram in which we are representing the sinusoidal quantities in a transformer as a phasor with some specific relation. See here, it is a diagram in which all sinusoidal quantities in a transformer are represented by the phasor with a specific relation is nothing but a phasor diagram. See, what is meant of phasor means? Phasor is nothing but a rotating vector. Nothing but the sinusoidal quantity we are representing with a phasor. How we are representing with a phasor means, phasor is nothing but a rotating vector. See here, this is the x-axis, y-axis, this is the x-axis. We have taken the one vector here. We are assuming that this vector will be rotating in a anti-clockwise direction. At every instant, when it is rotating, at every instant, we are going to find out what is the vertical projection of this vector. Vertical projection. We are finding the vertical projection. That vertical projection we have taken on the y-axis. This vertical projection. In instantaneous value, we have taken on the x-axis. See, at this instant, if you find the vertical projection, that is 0, nothing but a here. See, at this point, nothing but at this instant, if you find the vertical projection, this is the vertical projection, nothing but a some value here, at this instant. At 90 degrees, the vertical projection is maximum. Nothing but at 90 degrees, the vertical projection is maximum. In the same manner, at this point, if you find means, the vertical projection becomes this one. Nothing but the magnitude will be decreases. Again, if this vector is come here, the vertical projection is come to the 0. In this instant. When it is going in this direction, because it is rotating. When it is rotating, if you find the vertical projection at this point, nothing but a negative value with a some quantity. See, at this instant, negative maximum. Again, same manner here, negative quantity here. At this point, again, it come to the 0. If you line join all these points, we are getting the sine wave. Nothing but The sinusoidal quantity in electrical emission that we can represent it as a phasor. Phasor is nothing but a rotating vector which is rotating in a anti-clockwise direction. When it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, the first initially we are getting the positive, next we are getting the negative cycle. So how many sinusoidal quantities are there in a transformer? All those sinusoidal quantities we can represent in phasor. All those phasors has some relation. That relation, based upon the relation, if we show in the diagram is nothing but a phasor diagram. The diagram is nothing but a phasor diagram. This one. Summary. First we have discussed about what is the construction of a transformer. There are two types of constructions are there. One is core type as well as a shell type. That is coming under the type of transformer. Next we have derived the EMF equation in a transformer. After the EMF equation, we have some idea about the phasor diagram. Because next coming classes, we are going to develop the phasor diagram of the transformer. That's why we have discussed that point here. Thank you.